Phantasialand is a highly rated amusement park in Germany, and with it being home to some of the world's best rides and theming, it is easy to see why. However, today we're going to count down the top 10 rides at Phantasialand. Starting off at number 10, we have Raik, and no matter whether you want to experience the theming of Taron without the thrills of course, or you are just looking for another fun family attraction, then this is the ride for you. Created by the much beloved Vekoma as one of their boomerang models, normally we would suggest trying the more unique attractions first. Nevertheless, with all its fun, exciting and thrills, both forwards as well as backwards, in addition to the unbelievable theming throughout, it would feel wrong not to put Raik on our list. Are you feeling competitive? Well, if so, then you must take a ride on our number 9 spot, Au Chocolat, as you can put your laser game skills to the test on this fun and enjoyable chocolate themed ride. Similar to such attractions as Toy Story Mania at the Disney parks though, as soon as you have boarded your ride vehicle, you will be taken around many pieces of scenery and screens taking you throughout the yummy storyline. However, where the ride gets so cool is that you have got a laser gun provided to play the game and see who gets the highest score in the group. You can't have a theme park without a runaway mine train, and Phantasialand is no exception, as taking our number 8 position we have Colorado Adventure. And ever since its opening back in 1996, this has always been a fan favourite, with you being able to board a classic mine train to then complete a series of drops, turns and lift hills around some really awesome western scenery, causing even the bravest of cowboys to say, "Yee-haw!" So what are you waiting for? Head on to the wildest adventure at the park. For our number 7 spot on our top 10 list, things are starting to become a lot more dizzy, as we have Winja's Fear and Force, the park's rather unique spinning coaster, as unlike your normal version of this ride, where you will rise up a lift hill and then head round many twists and turns, causing your tire to spin a lot, on Winja's Fear and Force, as soon as you've decided whether you are going to ride Fear or Force, you will begin by rising a pitch black lift and then race around drops, twists, turns and so much more, all inside of the dark and not, causing your car to spin an awful lot. How cool, but also rather scary is that? It is time for a good old top spin, as for our number 6 position we have Talocan, probably the most famous Huss top spin in the world, and here is why. Now for starters, the theming towards the attraction is out of this world, as no matter whether you are watching or riding, you will quite literally be blown away by the temple structures, in addition to all the fire and water effects too. And on ride does not disappoint either, with it following your classic top spin sequence of non-stop spinning for 2 minutes, and therefore due to all of this, as well as the fact that these types of attractions are currently declining, a trip to the park would not be complete without a ride. Top 5. And coming in for this spot we have Mystery Castle, and standing at a height of 213 feet, this drop tower is definitely not for the faint of heart, yet nor is it your normal drop tower, as once you have queued up and boarded one of the 6 towers, you will rise, drop and bounce to this height, all inside of the castle itself. Yes, you heard me right, inside of the castle, meaning that your completely petrifying experience will all be done in the pitch black, and you do not need to be a rocket scientist to know that is both awesome as well as completely petrifying. Are you heading to Phantasialand on a hot German day? Well, if so, then you must take a ride on our number 4 spot, Chiapas, as it is not only home to the most catchy soundtrack out there, but also the park's log flume, meaning that you will get wet. Nevertheless, this is not all easy sailing, as once you have boarded your boat, of course you will encounter some nice and leisurely turns, fun special effects, as well as a crazy level of theming in which the park offers. But in addition to this, you will be squirted by water in every direction imaginable, as well as completing 4 drops, with one featuring an airtime hill and the other going backwards, guaranteeing you to get very, very wet. Here we are at the top 3 rides at the park, and for this position we have got no other than Black Mamba. And wow, is this ride amazing or what? Situated within the park's African section, just looking at this ride is incredible, with its vast level of buildings, rockwork, bridges, as well as trees. And on ride is just 10 times better, with you being able to head around all of this whilst also completing 88-foot drops, 65-foot loops over the bridge, 0G rolls, junior immelums and 2 corkscrews with your legs dangling, which is pretty sick if you ask me. Between number 2 and 1 it was tough, however after a lot, and I mean a lot of consideration, we have decided to put the new for 2020 F.L.Y at the number 2 spot. Nevertheless, before we do begin to talk about the ride itself, once again I've got to talk about the theming, as in my whole 5 years of doing this channel, apart from Disney and Universal, I don't think I've ever seen a ride with such unbelievable theming throughout, and this only continues throughout the ride itself, with you being able to quite literally fly around all of this, making it not only the world's longest flying coaster, but also an experience that will never be forgotten. We have made it to the number 1 spot, and in my opinion for the best ride at the park, we have Taron. And where do I begin when talking about this ride? As if I was going to talk about every great part, we would quite literally be here all day. But to start from the beginning, as soon as you have boarded your car, you will complete a launch followed by many awesome turns, airtime hills, helixes, and another launch bringing it to 72 miles per hour all around the land's theming. And so when taking all of this, as well as the amazing soundtrack, queue, throughput, and the list goes on into account, we have to put this as the best ride at the park. Thank you all for watching, and see you next time. Bye bye.